When it was time to get it lit, we got it hot like fever. Sick with the talk, passing your receiver. All about running the spot. And you know we got breath control, so no need to take a breather.
Just a beautiful afternoon for football, Coach. They say summer is the time to live in Chicago. Well, that's extended into autumn as we are ready to roll under blue skies at Soldier Field. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Minnesota Vikings and the Chicago Bears. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Ready, set. 56. Mike's 56. He's counting in. Let's go.
The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Give to Cook out of the gun. Room here to run. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Watch the boot. Watch the boot. Check. Flag down.
They'll try the left side. Rice. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
Boy, nowhere to go at all on that first down run as they will get to him behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
60 out there.
56. Let's get this ball back for the offense.
2nd and 11. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16.
Look at me. Go.
They're going to look to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 25-yard line.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
Look at me. Zipper.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
Mike, 56, right there, 56.
Hey, Sam off. Get it.
They'll to throw. That's going to be caught. 23 yards, the final tally. Well, they're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this, and, hey, you know, how you guys going to come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it.
I didn't offer mine.
You know, you were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
Smooth. Hey, lock it.
They'll look to throw here toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
On second and goal, Cook waiting in the backfield all alone. Second and 3. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
This Bears defense trying to hold on. This is third and goal. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. That's sacked by Khalil Mack. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, it kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
Ready up. watch 52. 52's the mic. Here we go. Check. Check three.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. That's called setting the tone right away.
It certainly is, and it lets you know just how important communication is amongst the offensive line. They talk about it all the time, knowing each other's moves. You've got to be coordinated and in sync. Otherwise, your quarterback gets hit.
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. Now back to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line.
52's the mic right here, over there, right? 52's the mic.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. This first running back, McCall. First catch so far for the man who led the NFL coming into the weekend. He's got a first down. When you give up points on the opening drive, in this case a field goal, you'd hate to go 3 and out. They avoid that.
They do, and it's also walking that fine line mentally, too, as a coach, isn't it? Because you want to emphasize to your team exactly what you said. All right, we gave up a field goal. Let's go back and at least equal that, guys. But if we don't, you don't want them to feel like it's the end of the world either. Nice that they were able to pick up the first down there, help them relax a little bit.
Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Second and 5. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down. They come up now, 3rd and 5, following the incomplete pass.
Check 52.
He'll look to throw. Open man is Higgins. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line. First target, first catch, and a first down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Switch. Check nine. Watch out.
First down, a run with Cohen. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make second down pretty tough.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Second and 15. He's going to swing this deep downfield. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I like the boldness, and I like that they took a shot downfield, but it was well covered, and he was able to get a hand in and knock it away.
Ninth play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile.
Out. Let's go. Come on. Hey, Mike 50.
They'll set up to throw. He finds McCoy. And he's stopped at the 44. It's also a gain of 4. And now it's 4th down.
That's certainly playing down a distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad.
They're on 15-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Hey, Jack.
Here's 2nd and 8. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I know the initial focus was on how far that pass was downfield, but how about the coverage on the play? Able to stay with him, get his hands where the receiver's hands were going to try and catch the ball, tips it up in the air, and knocks it away.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
I'm coming after you. Pilot, 64, weak. Snap.
The drop to throw. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bears sack below Nichols. Gets him there to drop him for a loss of 13 yards, and it's also 4th down now. The Vikings send out their punter. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them they control your fate.
The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. Touchdown, Chicago. A big play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bears have taken the lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
This will be fielded at the 6. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line.
At their own 31-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
First down.
Ready. 18 Gators.
56. Touchdown, defense.
Let's go.
They'll run on first down. It's Rice, and they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Now a throw downfield is taken in by his running back. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. Give him 3 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But a Viking was able to corral this one, and Minnesota will keep possession. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
Check three.
Back to throw. Flush to his right. Oh, he's going to go for it all. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. And that right there is something we've seen, 15 times in NFL history. That will officially go down as a 60-yard field goal.
And everything has to be absolutely perfect for this to have any chance. He's got to get it out low and really drive through it. And I tell you, that was one heck of a kick. One heck of a decision on the sideline to even try it as well.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And last time, the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. Maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was fairly easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here.
Give me that ball. Give me hustle. He's coming. Double up. He's coming. Double up.
2nd and 6. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
Mike 52, Mike 52. Get in the weight room. Back two is the Mike.
Back to throw here. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Zadarius Smith in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to fourth down. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll kick it away for the second time. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll punt it away for the second time. Fielded at the 33. It'll be a 44-yard punt. The return goes for 8. And the Vikings will take over here first and 10. Now we'll get our first update of the afternoon from the Meadowlands. And it's the Cowboys that have moved down to an early advantage. And we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Less than 30 seconds to go in the half. Pretty good starting field position, all things considered. You'd think they definitely have time to get in the field goal range.
Yes, and you get into the huddle or you come off the bench here and you've called multiple plays because you're going to say, this is how we're going to run them in order, guys. You don't have time for audibles. You don't have time to change anything. You're trying to get the ball in position to at least get 3. They've got a great shot to do it right here.
23 yards the pickup there.
First down, Vikings.
Okay, ready?
From the 34 now, here's first and 10.
Right here, right here.
Okay, go.
On the carry, it's Cook. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And that will do it for this first half. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Their own 23-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. First and 15 following the delay of game. And we've got movement. I think this is against the Bears here. Let's find out.
All day, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Here we
we go. 18 Gator, 18 Gator. Come on. Hey, watch the slam. Watch the slam. Hold up.
And here's motion again. And that's going to be 2 in a row.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Check, ready. Hey, no one. Control, drop. I got you, pop. Check 31. Check 31. Check. Extreme. Check extreme. Under go. Under crunch. He's coming. He's coming.
A give to Cohen. He heads right. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. It's a gain of 3, and it'll be second down. Looking to throw. He's going to dump that off to his running back, Cohen. No yardage to speak of whatsoever. Leads to a 3rd down.
Pass complete, but no gain.
No yards.
Yeah.
So you file that as unsuccessful.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Except on the stats, throwing the ball,
Get a completion.
you get a catch,
Yeah.
but still,
No yardage.
Okay.
He'll drop to throw. Oh, he can't hang on to it. Almost intercepted. They would have loved the first pick of the game there, but at least it does get him to 4th down. It appears they're going to come up empty on this first drive of the second half, still down by that slim margin.
Yeah, and that's okay. You know, when you sit and analyze it, they're not happy about what happened, having to go to the bench. But this gives them a chance to let their defense do some work while they on the sidelines go over what they're doing offensively and formulate a proper plan.
And the punt will kick out of bounds, and it'll be spotted inside the 30-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Hey, Charlie. 56. Much 56. Hey, I'm coming.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Khalil Mack picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard, but I will guarantee you the defensive side of the ball got super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise, and it paid off for them on that play, didn't it?
Sure did. Excellent play, really setting the tone for this 3rd quarter. We'll call it a 42-yard punt, 3 on the return, and the Bears take over.
First and 10 at their own 42-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this one.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Watch twist. Joker.
2nd and 10. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. He'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. This will be taken at the 10. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. They get 14 there. 1st down, Vikings. Well, CD, a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this is taken in at the 5. A big play there for Minnesota. 61 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage.
And that touchdown ends a streak, for lack of a better word, of 3 field goals that they put on the board previously. They finally cracked the code.
Yeah, they've been down there. They've been in enemy territory, as you said. They just hadn't been able to punch it in until that point. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
At their own 19-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
6 man. Check curls, check curls, check.
That's up. Right. Ready, go.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 38. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the backside of the defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Moving backwards on first down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on second down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Below Nichols, able to record his 5th sack of the season.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Ready to break.
50 seconds to mark.
Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys. 5.
And he's going to go down again. Khalil Mack getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
And he'll find some room to get this up to about the 14. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Check the backer, check the backer. Kill, kill, kill. Kill, kill. Shit.
They try again with Cohen. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
And this is taken in. It's complete. Past the 20. 10. Touchdown, Chicago. A big play there. 87 yards. As they have now chopped this lead down to 3.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
At their own 25-yard line.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Go. Ready.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And that one incomplete. They try to sneak in a deep ball with the clock running down, but to no avail as time will expire on this 3rd quarter of play.
14.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
We're pretty quiet, D. We're pretty quiet. Now.
They run. Cook. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. The tally there, minus 2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
2 yards. And it's 3rd down.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd down and 12. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Khalil Mack able to record his 5th sack of the season.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And the punt goes out of bounds, so no chance to bring it back, and they will spot it at the 24-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. And I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. They want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
At the 23-yard line.
Slam! Eddie Weapon! What? Go!
Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Check 13! Check 13! 22, check, over! 22, check, Bowman! Where'd he go? Go!
Escape, and he goes down. That's number 4, sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie, and that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. 44-yard punt, return of 9. And that will come the offense as they take over. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
Now a quick throw as that's complete on a hitch route. That one covers 29 yards, first down. Well, probably the only thing he did wrong there was go out of bounds, nursing this 4th quarter lead. You want to stay in, eat the clock.
Yeah, you got to love the effort, the catch, the extra yardage, but you got to know the situation. Stay in bounds, young man.
On first down, Cook. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what the...
And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
They're going to look to throw. And this would have been intercepted if he could have gotten the feet in. Instead, it's incomplete. Boy, that really could have turned this one upside down. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This will be spotted just shy of midfield, a 59-yard attempt. And this one is right down Broadway. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On the ground, it's Lynch. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Not in a position where they absolutely have to rush right now, but they definitely have to pick up the tempo a bit.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 39-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. He'll look to throw. And he completes it to Cullen. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. That's what they need right now. Get the 1st down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Back to throw. And he can't hang on to it. That would have sealed it. Instead, 2nd down. Nearly an interception. If that one's picked off, it's over. So a new lease on life, so to speak.
A lot of times when you're in coverage, you're so focused on the man and the coverage that sometimes the ball, if it arrives, it surprises you. That may have happened to him in that situation.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 38-yard line. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Here we go, let's bring it. Let's go, let's bring it. Let's bring it. Back. Hard. 50.
Mike 50.
Check. 36.
He's back to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 19. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
And that one, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to come up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw. And it'll wind up being intercepted.
Time to go, night. Kill.
Recon, 132-5, get it.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. An ideal down and distance to try to finish this thing off. 2nd and inches.
6 guys. Check 6 guys.
22 jet bomber.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
Well, they had the right down and the definite distance to take a shot downfield, but it didn't work out the way that they had envisioned.
No, that's a situation where if you take a sack close to the line of scrimmage, it's not that bad. But a loss like that, you can't take a sack there.
Yeah, absolutely. The one thing you cannot do, they did.
They'll look to throw. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable but do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you've still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense, but that touchdown there, you've got to feel good about your chances.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know what, it didn't going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. Now the Bears will use their third and final timeout as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. They'll look to throw here on first down. And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. They'll come up now on a second and long after the hold.
You can't stop me.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. This for his running back, McCoy. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Call it a gain of 12, but of course not a first down due to the previous penalty.
Brings up third and long.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that fourth quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the fourth quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for Minnesota, they climb back to 500 now at 3 up and 3 down. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for the Bears, the loss will drop them to 4-2 on the year. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.